Hello and welcome back. I'm still here at Adam Gerber, main host, Throwin Bones MMA podcast.
I'm here too, baby. Kyle Wheeler.
Co-host in perpetuity. And we're going to break down Dan Hooker versus Dustin Poirier. The Hangman versus the Diamond.
Yeah.
I couldn't be more excited for the main event.
Yeah, this is going to be a scrap.
And the rest of it is definitely one of the fight cards that I've ever seen.
It's interesting, that's for sure.
Interesting is a word
that
I would use sparingly.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. There'll be good fights. It's another one of these, and we're getting a lot of these during coronavirus because they can't fly in, meaningful contenders from around the world. But let's just say we're seeing Julian Erosa on his third attempt at a UFC career. He's been signed, released, I got the order that wrong. Signed, knocked out, released, signed, knocked out, released, and then signed again. So he's up against upcoming superstar phenom Sean Woodson, who also matches his physical attributes of being a super tall, lanky, rangy striker.
Yeah.
Dangerous with every limb.
He's just a creepy looking guy. He looks like a spider.
Looks like an alien person.
Yeah, it's definitely insane watching him walk around.
And looking throughout the card, it's kind of the card full of weird body types and alien looking people, because we also have Luis Pena, Violent Bob Ross. Of course, we already said Julian Erosa, got a weird body type.
Mickey Gaul.
Mickey Gaul's got a weird lanky looking thing. Maurice Green.
Super tall, super lanky.
There you go. So, Kama Worthy. Got a little bit of that going on.
Colin Worthy's just an interesting guy all around. Honestly.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. All right, so we'll kind of break down the card. I don't know how much breakdown there's going to be. More, that's just how much we anticipate these fights. But Dustin Poirier versus Dan Hooker. Let's spend most of our time on this one because this is probably one of the best fights we're going to see of the year, right?
Yeah, I'd hope so. Honestly, both these guys, they both come out to bang. Great striking. Great grappling as well on both of them. So no matter where this fight goes, it's going to be quite interesting and quite entertaining for us.
Well, they're both going to compete striking. Before we talk any technicals, let's talk athletics. Who do you think's faster?
Oh, that's so tough, man.
Yeah? I think Poirier's like quite a bit faster. I think he's going to have a pretty big speed advantage.
Yeah, but like Poirier's he's a lot more of like a boxer, and Hooker's kind of got more of like that kickboxing style, the knees.
Oh, I think so. Hooker's incorporated into his style, but I think like punch for punch, if they're starting at the same time, Poirier's going to beat him to the punch, but Hooker's got that technical counter-punching style that
kind of like that
Adesanya. That
type.
Lean back, draw the shot out, and then it doesn't matter how fast you punch because your timing's impeccable and you are, reading the opponent's shot.
He's just got the deadly knees. So I guess Poirier will have the speed advantage. I'm gonna actually give most athletic advantages to Poirier because he trains with Phil Daru, who is such a great strength and conditioning coach. Love his YouTube videos. Poirier's gonna probably gonna be faster. I'd even give him the strength advantage in this one. But
I give him grappling advantage for the record.
Yeah.
If it gets into a clinch or into a takedown scenario, I'd assume that Poirier would be the one shooting the takedowns. If it's not a desperation takedown.
Yeah, because Hooker likes to just stand up and fight. Like he's a warrior.
Yeah.
Like
if you've seen the Edson Barboza fight, he'll do it to a default.
Yeah. So, like Poirier, as far as physical attributes go, he seems to be a bit higher on paper.
Yep.
But Hooker, man, he's just got that fighting spirit, and he's technical too, like you said. Yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see how this happens because Poirier is, he comes forward, he comes throwing those punches using his boxing, and Hooker, he kind of does sit back and look to pick you apart.
He does, and he does a really good job of drawing it out. It's not just a matter of sitting back and waiting for it to happen.
Yeah.
He creates openings and he gathers that data and really unique, and in ways that doesn't, it's always important that even if you're sort of a counter fighter, that you never leave the pace of the fight up to the other person. He does a good job of taking over that pace.
He'll land some shots, and then he'll make a read, and then he'll use that against his opponent and land a big shot. So he's very good at mixing it up.
But what's tough with Poirier is I think out of all of the division, I think he does some of the best at diversifying his strikes, punches. Not even that, but just from a general boxing standpoint, mixing it up from the body to the head.
The ranges too. He'll go from close range.
Yeah, his feints are on point. That he has his left hand, the straight, is an absolute piston, and it's fast enough, and he sets it up well enough with his feints that he just starts leading with it. If you're deep enough into the fight, once he gets his read, he'll just start firing that left hand without even throwing a jab. The way he'll dip to the outside of straight shots, which is Hooker's bread and butter. The same way that Poirier needs to build off his jab, Hooker needs to build off drilling those straight shots over and over again before he even dreams of incorporating the hooks and the knees and the elbows. And I think Poirier is the same way, except once he starts rolling, he diversifies more. You know what I mean? Like once he starts rolling his like if they're both snowballs rolling downhill, once they start getting bigger, Poirier's gets bigger faster. Yeah. And
his volume, as soon as he starts having some success, it's just like bop bop, it touch you, power. Yeah, he's touch a momentum. You 4 times, power. Yeah.
He's a momentum fighter, whereas like Dan Hooker is clawing, like bit by bit. He has to build this comfortability, this his range, his timing against you. It's bit by bit, and then if all that gets toppled down, and we sort of saw this in the Felder fight, if all that gets toppled down, he takes a while to rebuild it, whereas Poirier can kind of switch between having the momentum, going on the defensive, and then when he takes the momentum again, he can kind of pick up right where he left off. I think that even though Dan Hooker is probably going to have more tricks up his sleeve from a striking perspective, Poirier knows more about the general areas of the game, when to press. I think he's got a better fight IQ, I guess, would be a more a way to say that with less words. And I think that we're going to see the difference between the genius of Eugene Behrman and how good of a striker he can make, and how that's different from the super gym that is ATT, and how much of a complete fighter they've made. Like you said, the strength conditioning coach is one of the best in the game. I think that he's generally, Mike Brown is kind of one of the hardest coaches to beat, and Dustin Poirier is one of the most coachable fighters in the game. Like, how many different career resurgences has he had where he completely refines, like a diamond, refines his game, to be, pristine. And with how hard of a fight Hooker had against Felder, I just don't think he's got it.
Yeah,
I just think
that's what it's going to come down to. Lots of people had Felder winning that fight, even like if it wasn't in Australia or New Zealand, wherever it was. Right. Little hometown favoritism there.
Such a close fight.
So like he did get the win though, but I can agree on that perspective. When I was looking at Hooker though, like it's crazy to think that, like, obviously this is at lightweight, but he wins a first round knockout over like Gilbert Burns, who's fighting for the title now at welterweight. So that just blew my mind. Yeah. Hooker's a dangerous guy. He has that ability to end the fight, just like seconds notice. But so does Poirier. So it's gonna be really just like a dog fight. Yeah. Who can take more and who can land that shot first. So
that's absolutely it, and I think that's what makes it such a great fight. Is so often once we start breaking these fights down like this, the questions start going away and you start realizing, okay, this is probably how it's going to go. Yeah. But everything said, all we can really do is compliment both fighters and say, like, well, he's not as good here if it's happened. Like, they're such complete guys on each side. Yeah. And all we can do is say that this is what this guy's going to try and do, this is what this guy's going to try and do, and there's still so many questions of how they're going to interact. And I think it's really going to be a test for Hooker and how long he can keep his game up. Because once Hooker, it's a timing guy, right? Yeah. And once he starts gassing, once he starts losing pop in his shots, the timing's not going to matter as much because he's just going to get bulldozed, I think.
Yeah.
And so it's really going to be how long can he implement his game and keep it up and deal with the diversity of Dustin Poirier and deal with the creativity of Dustin Poirier. Because I think moment to moment in fights, regardless of, you know, the tools they have, like generally when you think of creativity, you think the ability to do unorthodox things on a moment's notice. I just mean moment to moment, Dustin Poirier's ability to see something, recognize it as an opportunity, and to respond with almost the perfect strike, takedown move, whatever it is. It's usually striking. His ability to be like, I was going to throw a 1-2, but oh, bam, there's a shot, and just add one on the end. Yeah. He's got some of the best eyes in the game. And this is going to be the toughest test of Hooker's career.
He's always he's always mixing it up and like changing the rhythm, so it makes it super hard to figure out because he's doing that and he's throwing so much volume at you. It's awesome to see. Like, it's so smooth, and it's like cool to see in the 4-ounce gloves just how clean his boxing is. And like you said, he mixes in the kicks and the knees very well too. Mm-hmm. So yeah, like, it's gonna be definitely a big test for Hooker. And like, Hooker's one of those guys, he'll get to like the big fight, but he'll always kind of stumble back every once in a while, you know,
or he'll just barely squeak by.
Yeah, he'll either get by it or he'll just like stumble back. So very interested to see how this fight plays out this weekend.
I'll never underestimate the ability of Eugene Behrman to game plan for these guys, because, you know, it was, other than the power disparity, it was a very close fight between Poirier and Max, right?
Yeah.
Volkanovski dominated Max, you know, and he's got the same coach as Hooker. So I just genuinely don't think Hooker has the physicality to put on a performance like that. Because I don't think, if push comes to shove and Poirier wants to make it a dogfight, I don't think Hooker has the firepower. I think he's more of an accuracy striker as far as dropping people goes. I don't think he has the firepower to get Poirier's respect and to keep him off him and to convince him not to pursue that brawl.
Yeah. No, yeah, I agree with that, honestly. It's we're going to be in for a treat on Saturday. And it's one of those cards where you look at everything else going on in the fight, and you really just appreciate the one fight, you know, like, there's going to be good fights on the card, but Dustin Poirier versus Dan Hooker, that's going to be a treat.
It's one of those where you get the main event and it doesn't even matter. Like, the rest of the card, like, I didn't even know until we looked 15 minutes ago and checked it out. It didn't matter because Poirier and Hooker was fighting, and I was so excited. And I looked at the rest of the card, and honestly, nothing else really grabs me.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to insult anyone, but nothing else really grabs me, and I'm still just as excited.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the type of main event it is. So.
And it goes to show, too, just where we're at, because, like, the co-main event, you know, Mike Perry, we were very high on this guy a while ago.
I still am. Like, he's an entertaining character. That's always what he was to me. Is like, I never
like, he's entertaining, but he was showing like progression, and, you know, like, he was looking smooth and stuff, and now everything he's saying, everything he's doing, it's really confusing and it's concerning, you know.
It is concerning.
It's like he's really taking this just like it's a fight at a basketball court. So it's going to be interesting seeing him walk out with his corner.
New girlfriend, his Chris D'Elia bride.
And I hate to say this, but I think Mike Perry versus Mickey Gaul, I think Mickey Gaul is gonna beat him.
Are we moving on? Is that what we're doing? I want to say one more thing. I think that if push comes to shove and Hooker does start hurting Poirier, I think Poirier will be able to implement a wrestling and grappling game, and I think he'll be able to out-grapple Hooker. So
I think he's kind of got the recipe to beat him wherever the fight goes.
I think that the only place it's a question really is
stand
on
up.
the feet. I think that's where most of it's going to take place, because these guys love to fight, love to bang. But so sorry, that's my thing. I definitely pick Poirier. I'd pick him by like 4th or 5th round TKO. Like, I also really question Dan Hooker's ability to go 5 rounds. When's the last time he went 5 rounds?
Against Paul Felder.
Was that a 5-round fight?
Yeah,
That
that's
was the main
5-round main event. But I'm also
right? Like, that's not...
I know Poirier on paper, he's got the bigger wins, but dude, I'm going Dan Hooker this weekend.
Yeah?
Yeah. I see him catching him. I've been listening to his interviews. He seems very confident he's going to put Poirier away.
Super focused, yeah.
So, yeah, we'll
But here's what he would have had to make such a huge... I guess Dustin Poirier is dealing with some ring rust, too, and then coming off a devastating loss.
Yeah. It's one of those things, you never know what's going to happen, and... City Kickboxing, they have such a good team. They have so much momentum going for them. Yeah. Sometimes,
and where is Poirier mentally?
Sometimes just like the confidence boost. Your gym has 2 champions. Kai Kara France, he's looked great. It really, that might help him out in this fight a little bit.
I guess I'm applying a little bit of MMA math in that pick because I think, if we're looking at Dan Hooker's fight with Felder, he gassed out quick enough that it's concerning for me because he might get tired, but he never fights like he's tired.
Yeah.
And I don't think that... Here, sorry, I kind of lost where I was. 1 second.
You really lost it.
I really lost it, yeah. Oh, no. Dead air.
That's but basically, no.
Yeah, you take it off.
Dan Hooker, man. I'm a big fan of Poirier. I just think that his knees, things like that, could be a problem as Dustin is using his boxing coming in. I think, as Dustin changes a level, if Hooker can make the right read.
That's such a huge if, though.
That is, but everything
really good at it. He reads it off
everything we're saying, right? It is an if, right? Like everything is a what if for now.
Which is what we love about this.
Yeah,
fight.
That's the thing. It's like even I'm a Poirier fan. It's just that Dan Hooker, I just think he might be able to win this one just based on all the circumstances coming in. Dustin hasn't fought since Khabib.
Do you know what I'm basing it off? I remembered what I was going to say as far as MMA math goes. Is that just what he was doing in his performance against Felder, the way he lost his gas tank earlier than I would have liked. I'm not going to say he gassed out, but he definitely lost it earlier than I would have liked. And the moments that Poirier had, Felder, the moments that Felder had is because he was out muscling him, right? Like, not because he was necessarily out striking him very badly, it was because he was out muscling him, especially in the clinch. So that's why I think if it comes to that, I think Poirier will have the upper hand. And on top of that, he was so evenly matched with Felder, physicality-wise, speed-wise. I mean, not like strength-wise, but speed-wise, timing, all of that, power in their shots.
Yeah.
And I generally think Poirier is just on another level, especially like if I pictured a fight between Poirier and Felder in my head, it's Poirier kicking the crap out of Felder.
Yeah, well, but that's like 2 completely different fighting styles.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Felder's like MMA math, right?
Figures like a... Yeah, no. Like, Felder's like such a big dude, even for that division. Like, he's so jacked. Like, Poirier, obviously, he's strong, he's powerful. But, even his build, it just fits the division so much better. But, yeah, I guess we'll find out.
I know, it's so exciting. So exciting.
Yeah.
What a great fight. Okay, Mickey Gall versus Mike Perry. Mike Perry should win this, or else it truly is over, isn't it?
He's done, yeah. If he can't get past Mickey Gall...
Why is Mickey Gall still in the UFC?
He's got to win.
Well, yeah, he's got wins, but like against who,
Yeah, like Diego Sanchez kicked his ass, but
and stuck his finger up his bum.
Yeah, I'm just, man, like Mike Perry, just with everything he's been saying. Like yesterday, I saw him post a video of him and his girlfriend like out at a bar, getting drinks and stuff, and I'm just sitting there, and it's like. It's almost like he's on vacation. He's just chilling. He is the type of guy where he could probably just go in there and fight. Like, I don't doubt that. But,
especially against Mickey
Gall. But also just he has had, trouble with jiu-jitsu guys before.
He has.
I could see Mickey Gall getting a submission in this fight. And I'm actually going to go with Mickey Gall. I'm going to go with the guy who's taken the more professional approach to it and treating it like taking it seriously, not just having his 16-year-old or 18-year-old girlfriend come stand there and hold ice on his neck.
That's true.
So I just think Mickey Gaul.
I just think that Perry could beat Gaul without a cornerman.
Yeah, like, it is one of those things, but I could just see Mike clips Mickey. Mike goes in for the finish.
Yeah.
Mickey gets the submission. Or just something like that, honestly. Mike's going to be way stronger than Mickey and all that, but, jiu-jitsu is a...
Did you know that Mike Perry beat Ally Quinta in a grappling bout?
Yeah.
Submission underground?
Yeah, I did. But apparently he just...
Do you think Mickey Gall's that much better than Ally Quinta?
No, but I think it's different in a fighting situation.
Definitely.
And I also think I just don't, like, from what I've seen from Mike Perry, it really looks like he's taken steps back.
Yeah.
Like, big steps back.
Totally,
and,
yeah.
Just depending what he's doing during fight week and stuff, like, I don't know what his mind is right now. I'm just going to take Mickey in this fight. I can't believe I'm saying that, but I'm taking Mickey, yeah.
I think if Mike was drunk and, like, stumbling out of a club and fought Mickey Gall in a parking lot, I think he'd, it'd still be, like, 50-50.
Yeah. I don't know,
He's just got legit wins. He's got good experience against solid dudes, and I just feel like even his new girlfriend couldn't train that out of him, Like, his fight against Ponzinibbio, his fight against Luque.
He knows how to fight. Like, he knows how to fight, and that's what he's saying. But sometimes whenever, like, he's saying, I don't need a coach. Like, I'm the best coach I've ever had.
Yep, that's wrong.
Yeah, it's definitely not true, right? So sometimes when you get in that, like, part of your head, like, shit goes wrong,
Definitely.
It's a learning lesson. So I'm taking a risk here. I'm just going to go with the two underdogs here.
This is such a weird fight.
Situation, yeah.
It's just such a weird fight, and it's weird that it's the co-main.
Yeah.
Okay, Brendan Allen versus Kyle Duckhouse. I would assume Brendan Allen would win this. They just brought Kyle Duckhouse in last minute because this was supposed to be against Ian Heinisch.
Yeah.
Which would have been a great fight.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. I don't know Kyle Duckhouse. He's obviously... first fight in the UFC. And Brendan Allen's had some sturdy wins. He beat Kevin Holland.
Yeah, great ground and pound.
Yeah, so...
I would have loved to see that Ian Heinisch fight.
Yeah, that would
a great grappling match.
So yeah, I'm definitely with you, Brendan Allen, in this one.
Rest in peace, that awesome fight.
This is a great fight, man.
Maurice Green versus Jean Volante.
Holy, this will
be a banger for a round and a half.
Yeah.
And then they're going to get really tired.
Yeah, and this one, I mean, is this Volante's first fight at heavyweight?
I want to say no.
No?
I don't think so. I think it's the second. I think he moved up in his last fight. Really? His last fight was his loss to Michael Oleksiejczuk.
Yeah, light heavyweight.
The body shot, yeah. It is his first fight.
Yeah, so...
Oh, he was going to fight Ben Rothwell, and then that was canceled.
Okay. Well, to be honest, Gian Volante, he's always kind of been kind of like that sluggish kind of football type fighting guy. So I'm just gonna go Maurice Green in this one. Yeah. I think Maurice Green's just gonna pick him apart, probably get a submission on him.
Gonna light him up.
Third round.
Maurice Green's looked better every fight.
Yeah, and he's coming off a loss actually too, so
he is, yeah.
It's gonna be exciting to see how that affects him.
Depends on the shape he's in. If Maurice Green gasses out, I think Volante fights better tired than Green does. Green really loses step after step after step with each degree of tiredness that he is.
Yeah.
All right, next. Sean Woodson versus Julian Erosa. Sean Woodson is going to knock Julian Erosa out. The end.
Honestly, I'm going with another underdog here.
Really?
But yeah, I'm taking Julian Erosa. He's going to come in hungry. I've always said this, experience wins fight. We got 7-0 versus 22-9. Maybe that experience is going to make a difference. That's a long shot, but we're going for it. Moving on.
Yeah, okay.
And is that it?
No, I was just like looking through Julian Erosa's record there, and I was just like, yikes. Okay, Luis Pena, Violent Bob Ross versus Karma Worthy. I am, like, aggressively uninterested in Violent Bob Ross. And I think he's generally kind of boring.
And I'm aggressively interested in Kama Worthy.
Me too,
coming
yeah.
off the Devontae Smith knockout, so it's going to be sweet to see him back in action, because that was a long time ago. And,
He was going to fight Ottoman Izatar and Michael Johnson. They were both canceled.
Yeah, so it's going to be, he's a wild man, so you never know what that's going to bring. I got Kama Worthy in that fight.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, the one... He's definitely going to hit Pena, because Pena's defense is suspect, but his chin is rock solid. Yeah. So it's going to be another one of those. Is Pena going to be able to work? Because he's kind of bringing it together. I mean, as much as I wasn't interested in Pena when he came in the UFC, you know, him having the nickname Violent Bob Ross wasn't enough for me to get invested. And it wasn't showing me anything special, but he seemed really, really like...
His grappling's been looking good.
Yeah,
like his striking's looking smoother. So yeah, I'm excited for this fight. I'm gonna go with Worthy though.
Me too. Tanner Boser, our boy, Tanner Boser with the mullet versus Felipe Lins. This will be a great fight. These are two heavyweight prospects that I'm actually interested in following. Unfortunately, I think Felipe Lins has a much better chance of winning this fight. More tools, higher athleticism, pretty much everything you can say. And I mean, that athleticism is huge in the heavyweight. If you're not just like kind of a fat guy that doesn't want to cut weight and you're actually a legit heavyweight like Felipe Lins is, it's really hard to beat. Tanner Boser, on the other hand, he's got a bit, he's a thick boy.
Yeah.
He's a thick boy. Sure. There's nothing wrong with that, but...
Yeah, no, I agree with you there. Philip Lins, I think he's going to get the win.
Dude, yeah, look at his Tapology photo. That's not just a thick boy. That's a heavyweight.
Yeah, that's a strong guy right there. That's insane, actually.
Yeah. Is coming off that decision loss to Andrei Arlovsky, but Tanner Boser is no Andrei Arlovsky.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're both picking Lins. Takashi Sato is fighting a guy.
Yeah.
Jordan Griffin is fighting a guy.
Yeah, basically.
Yusuf Zalal, was he fought?
No, I don't actually.
Austin Lingo he fought. I don't know who Austin Lingo is. That sounds like an Austin Powers character.
Yeah, to be honest, I think Takashi Sato is gonna get the win here.
And Jordan Griffin, I think, as well.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna go with the Yusuf Zalal guy. Yeah, surprised it or not, but yeah.
A good win. And then Jinyu Frey versus K Hansen. Really excited to see Jinyu Frey in the UFC. Followed her for a long time at Invicta. She's the Invicta Atomweight champion forever.
Oh, cool.
So she's coming up from 105 pounds to fight at 115.
Oh, nice. I'll be interested in a weight cut for her.
And then, do you want to do a little rest in peace section for all of these canceled fights?
Yeah, let's do it, because there's a lot off here.
Jennifer Maia versus Vivian Araujo. We were going to see Jennifer Maia get knocked out, probably. So rest in peace. That was canceled due to travel reasons. Rescheduled. We'll still get to see it. Alexa Grasso versus Ji-Yeon Kim. Canceled due to coronavirus. I don't know who had it, but there was coronavirus. Aspen Ladd versus Sarah McMahon. That could have been awesome or really, really boring, but Ladd tore her ACL and MCL.
Oh,
Oof.
that's sad.
Heinisch withdrew from the Brennan Allen fight. We talked about that already. Sean Woodson was supposed to be fighting Kyle Nelson instead of Julian Erosa, but Kyle Nelson had visa issues, and then Julian Erosa got his third chance to be a UFC fighter. Sure, it'll go well.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
Big win coming.
Oh, yeah, you bet on him. Okay. Colin ironically says yes.
I predicted him.
I predict a knockout.
I'm not that confident.
I predict him getting knocked out for the third time.
I ain't that confident to put the money on him, but I'll pick him.
And then Mara Romero Barella versus Miranda Maverick was canceled this morning because Maverick withdrew. And that sucks because Romero... So we're not going to see Romero Barella or Vivian Araujo.
Yeah.
Or Ji-Yeon Kim versus Alexa Grasso. All the ladies and good lady fighters that you should care about.
Yeah, it does suck. It really puts a dent in the card.
And then also Sarah McMahon. Okay. Well, that's the card. We're done. How long did that run for? Nice. Well, we kept it tight.
Oh, yeah.
All right, everyone. Keep it tight. We're going to come in under half an hour.
Oh, not bad. Wow.
Yeah. Keep it nice and tight.
Nice.
All right. Well, from me and Kyle to all the listeners.
Have a great day.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening.
Absolutely.